G'day and welcome back to Buildsome, and as you know we're working through this double brick construction building with timber floor. We've got the roof on, it's all tied in, so now we want to look at how do we finish off this doorway and our platform floor. Well, we've done the platform floor, how do we finish off inside? So the first thing we're going to do with the doorway is going to go down and put in our threshold. Now this could be timber, or in this case I've put in terrazzo. This is packed up on mortar. Obviously with timber you'd have to block it and wedge it up. It's on a slope so that all the water will run to the outside of the building. You can then cut our door jamb to fit into that. As you saw at the bottom, it's cut to fit the threshold, so no gaps, and it finishes just short of our opening at the top. And you'll notice also that it's packed. It's packing in behind the jamb, so it's not sitting hard up against the brickwork. That way, if for some reason our brickwork's out of plumb, we can still get our jamb to be nice and plumb and fit our door. Now obviously there's a gap here between our arch bar and our jamb, and there's also a gap down this side, so we have to put in moulding to cover that. It's called storm moulding. Okay, so quite often they just use a bit of 40 by 20 across the top. They might use a mould, a quad or a scotia or something down the side there just to cover that gap up. It should be hardwood or something that's going to resist weather, because obviously that's going to be exposed to the weather. So it can't just be your normal run-of-the-mill pine or custom wood mouldings. Has to stand up to the weather. So that's covering up the outside. On the inside, of course, we're going to have to put in our ceiling, as we have done before. We put in our cornice to cover up where the ribbon plate sat. So that covers that quite well. If you wanted to, you could plaster this wall. Quite often I'll use common bricks to do these walls and cover them with plasterboard. Or you can render it, or you can just leave it as a feature wall. It's really up to you. I'm going to leave it as a feature wall, so my cornice finishes to my brickwork. We architrave around the door to cover up our arch bar and the gap above the door on the inside. That gets architraved. Obviously there's going to be a gap here between this sheet floor and the brick wall, and there could be a little gap here between our terrazzo threshold. So you need to put some moulding in, so skirting along here and just a little fillet mould to cover that in. And that's it, we've done our double brick construction building.